Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to find the hidden treasures in corporate filings, but sometimes we just find dust bunnies. Today we're diving into Range Impact Incorporated's latest report. Now this filing is a Form 8K, which means it is about a really big event happening right now. Think of it as a company shouting, "Hey world, something important just happened." And we're here to decode what that means for them, and maybe for us investors. Before we jump in, if you love getting these kinds of insights without all the corporate jargon, smash that subscribe button, and we've got a fantastic Discord community waiting for you in the description below. Right, so the main event here is a press release from the 14th of November 2025 marking the company's financial results for the third quarter of 2025. This is a big deal because it tells us how the company is doing financially right up to the very recent past. This is Range Impact Incorporated. They are incorporated in Nevada and their main operational hub seems to be in Cleveland, Ohio. Now let's talk about their stock. Their common stock trades under the ticker symbol RNG on the OTC markets. The OTC markets are generally known for being a bit less regulated and more accessible for smaller companies compared to major exchanges like the NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange. This often means higher volatility and sometimes less transparency. The heart of this filing item 8.01 tells us about other important events not already covered. Here, the company is officially reporting its financial results for the third quarter of 2025. They're even attaching the press release itself as an exhibit, which shows they want this information out there clearly. This is where the juicy financial details would typically be presented in a full report. Since this is an 8K, it really points us to that press release. Unfortunately, the press release itself isn't fully detailed in this document, but we know it is all about their Q3 2025 financial performance. What we can infer from the structure of these filings is that the company is likely highlighting their revenue profits and maybe some key performance indicators for the quarter. It is like a snapshot telling investors, here is how we performed recently. Now usually in a full 10Q or 10K, we'd be looking at tables with figures like revenue cost of goods sold, operating expenses, net income, and earnings, per S-hair from previous quarters and the same period in the prior year. We'd analyze trends of sales going up, our profits growing, our expenses under control. For instance, if revenue dropped by say 20%, we'd think about that as losing 1 out of every 5 customers or significant market share erosion. If operating expenses jumped unexpectedly, we'd want to know why. Is it investment in growth? Or is it just waste and inefficiency? This mention of inline XBRL is important for data nerds. XBRL is a digital language for business reporting, and inline XBRL means all that structured data is embedded directly into the HTML document we're reading. This makes it super easy for computers and financial analysts to pull and analyze the data automatically. It is a step towards more transparent and efficient financial reporting. And then we have the signatures. This confirms that the report is officially being submitted by authorized personnel. Michael Cavanaugh, the Chief Executive Officer of Range Impact Incorporated, has signed off on this report. This means he is personally attesting to the accuracy of the information here, which carries significant weight. Now let's look at the bigger picture for Range Impact Incorporated. We see they are listed on the OTC markets, which again means they might be a smaller company or one going through a transitional phase. Companies on the OTC often have less analyst coverage and can be more susceptible to market sentiment swings. The fact that they're releasing Q3 2025 results means they are actively communicating their performance to the market, which is a good sign of engagement. However, without the actual numbers from the press release, we have to assume they're either presenting strong results that they want to highlight, or perhaps results that need careful explanation. Given this is an 8K focused on an event which is the press release, we don't have the deep dive into their balance sheet or cash flow statements that we'd typically find in a 10Q. This filing is more of an announcement. The real meat would be in the attached press release, which we don't have here. However, the SEC filing itself provides the official timestamp and confirmation of the event. So what is the story here? Range Impact Inc. is signaling that they have something important to report about their financial performance in the third quarter of 2025. This is their way of informing the public and investors that they are sharing their recent financial health. The nature of the 8K filing implies this is a material event, something significant enough to warrant immediate disclosure. Looking at the overall direction of a company like this, which is on the OTC, tends to be a bit speculative. Their strengths might lie in agility, being able to pivot quickly in a changing market. Their weaknesses could be access to capital and broader investor trust compared to companies on larger exchanges. The risk here is always market volatility and the potential for less predictable earnings. An opportunity could be if they have a niche product or service that is starting to gain traction. We need to see the actual financial numbers from that press release to truly assess their performance and future potential. Are they growing? Are they profitable? Are they accumulating debt? Are their margins healthy? These are the questions left unanswered by this particular filing, but the announcement itself tells us they've reached a point where they feel ready to share these answers. Alright, that is our breakdown of Range Impact Incorporated's latest filing. What is your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching, see you next time.